Welcome to the Engine Noise Podcast, Car News and Coffee, brought to you by oneauto.com. Quality auto parts and thousands of how-to videos that walk you through your install. So Matt, before we start this episode, I have a little something weighing on my mind.
Okay.
It's because I was looking at the podcast stats, checking out, who's listening to the episodes and stuff, and what they...
How we doing?
We're doing pretty great.
Awesome.
But the thing is, I want to know what people want to listen to, because I'm seeing that a lot of people seem to like the car news and coffees.
Well, that's great.
They also like the normal episodes.
Yeah, that's great too.
But I want to hear what people want more of.
Oh.
Do they want more car news and coffee? Do they want only car news and coffee? Or do they want more of the historical stuff? Or maybe a nice collaboration of both? So please hop on the Facebook page of Engine Noise Podcast. Reach out to us and tell us what you want to hear, because we are out to please.
Don't do the Facebook? Don't worry. Just email us at help@enginenoisepodcast.com. Even if they want us to become, an a cappella music podcast. We can do that, right, Jeremy?
I don't think I'm into that, Matt.
Come on.
I just won't do it.
Fine.
Oh, yeah, and one more thing. Congrats to David, who won our socket tray on the Facebook page.
Woo, David!
I guess he's going to be sending us a picture of the socket trays in his toolbox, but first, he's got to recover from some surgery. So, hope you get well soon, and congrats again.
So be sure to follow us on social media, because you never know, you might be the next lucky one to win something. You have to wait and see, Jeremy.
What's it going to be?
Don't even know.
Nobody knows.
No idea.
So you ready to jump into these stories, Matt?
Okay.
We got some car news for the people.
I got my coffee right here.
First story. A few days ago, this armored truck is cruising down the highway in New Jersey.
I know this story.
Yeah, you saw it too. And what happens? The doors open up. Money starts flowing out the back doors.
Bye-bye.
$500,000 falls out.
Whoops.
Yeah, that's a bad day for that driver.
That's a lot of cash.
Can you insure money like that? So
I don't think you can insure money.
I don't even know if that's possible.
Yeah, I know you can't insure cash if it's like
$1 billion sitting in my basement or something.
Yeah, but I don't know how it is for companies.
That's weird. So anyways, all this money falls out the back door of this truck, which sounds ridiculous. This is so insane that this could even happen.
Oh, not again, Jimmy.
I know. Jimmy, what'd you do? The money falls out, and of course, panic ensues behind this truck. Car accidents, people getting out of their car, running down the highway, collecting up cash. And it's just like a it's like a game show. You know when you're in one of those tubes and all the money's blowing around and you have to grab the money out of the air?
Yep.
That's exactly what's happening. But it's on a highway in New Jersey. So all these people start gathering up money. Now, only like $200,000 or $300,000 was recovered. So there's still $250,000 out there that is just unaccounted for. It's just gone. Somebody in New Jersey's got piles of money in their house right now.
I call conspiracy on this.
Yo, do you think so?
Yeah, I think somebody's like, all right.
Oh, man, that would be genius.
Yeah, here's what we're going to do. We're going to leave the door unlocked, and then, you're going to follow me, and then, whoops.
That's
just
a good
bounce
idea.
out, everybody's going crazy, cause a ruckus.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the bag was marked with the most cash. The rest of it was all ones.
Ooh. Or what if the drivers or somebody knew that there was like a couple 100,000 missing, and then oops, the door opens up and a couple 100,000's missing.
Oh.
So maybe
they take it before.
Yeah.
And they're like, how are we going to cover this
up?
up?
It fell out the back door.
Oh, whoops. Yeah, I don't know. Somebody else took it.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That'd make a great movie. So back to the real story. Nobody knows where the money is. There was a whole bunch of car accidents. And now the bank/police are saying, if you have this money, you got to give it back.
Yeah, right.
Because all these people were taking pictures and video of this happening.
Well, yeah.
So if you're on video collecting up the cash and you're not giving it back, the police are going to come find you.
Whatever.
But if you get away with it,
hey, finders keepers, right?
Yeah, if it's on the ground.
What do they charge you with? You can't charge you with stealing, right?
I read in an article what the actual crime was. I forget what it was, though. It's like leaving the scene with somebody's money or something ridiculous. I don't know what it is.
I don't know. I think it'd be hard to resist taking a couple bucks.
If
You're not necessarily stealing it from anybody, really, I guess. It's nobody's money at the time of transport, right?
Is this like Office Space where you take fractions of a cent and it's like, it's not really anybody's money. It's just a fraction of a cent.
It's a fraction of a cent. And over time,
it's
$300,000.
Exactly. I mean, when I find a penny in like a grocery store parking lot,
right,
I pick it up.
Exactly.
I feel like this is the same thing. It's just $100 bills.
Funny story. I
Yeah.
actually found $600 in a parking lot once.
No.
Cash, yeah.
Did you keep it?
I'm not going to say.
Oh.
What a day that was, though.
What a day. All right, so just to wrap up on that, 300,000 still missing, and if you are caught with the money, you will be charged with theft. Is it worth it?
Lame.
I think it might be worth it to just risk it. I don't know.
But we're not advising.
It's up to
either
you.
way. Yeah. We just report the news.
Just reporting.
Bring some here.
You ready for the next story?
Sure.
You know how dash cams are all seem to come from Russia for some reason?
Yes.
All those YouTube videos.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. You know what else comes from Russia?
Those little dolls that you can put like
Yes.
1,000 into each other.
But that's not what I'm here to tell you.
Oh.
This apparently, I'm using air quotes, new company out there called Aviair Motors? I'm probably saying it wrong. Aviar Motors? Anyway, they claim to be coming out with a new Mustang that is all electric, and it's based on like a 67 Mustang. All-wheel drive, all electric. It says it does 0 to 60 in 2.2 seconds, and it'll do like 150 miles an hour.
Mustang Sally. Ride Sally, ride.
They're calling it an R67, and apparently it is a Russian vehicle, and a max power of 840 horsepower.
Whoa.
And it's all-wheel drive.
All-wheel drive in a Mustang.
Yeah, it's weird. Here's the problems with this, Matt. I don't know how they're going to get away with producing a Mustang if they're not Ford, because I know that Ford is very careful about who reproduces their parts. And here's a little fun tidbit of information for you. If you ever look at any new Ford vehicle,
Yeah.
you'll notice that Ford writes Ford or the name of the vehicle in all the different parts so that aftermarket companies can't reproduce the part. So like if you look at a new Ford grill, it'll say Ford in it.
Yeah.
Or it'll say Explorer in it because that makes it so it's like copywritten, and a aftermarket company can't produce the new grill or the new mirrors or the new headlights because it says Ford in the actual part, and they don't allow that.
Oh. But can't you make it without the Ford?
Yeah, you
thing?
can. That's how they get around it. But now it's not going to match.
But
So
some
let's
people
say,
are like, I want the Ford.
yeah, you want the original one that says Explorer in the mirror,
Right.
or maybe it doesn't, because then your left and your right sides won't match.
Right.
And even like in the headlights, I forget if it was the Explorer or maybe it was a Ford truck that I saw that it actually says the name of the vehicle in the headlight itself.
Wow.
And now, I don't know if you've noticed, but they say it in the tailgate, the actual metal of the tailgate.
Oh, yep.
They do this. I don't think it's just necessarily for branding, but it's so the parts can't be reproduced by anybody else. So if you need the part, you got to go to Ford.
Wow.
So in this case, this Russian company is saying, yeah, we're going to come up with a new Mustang. And I'm thinking, there's no way,
Uh-oh.
no way
Yeah.
that Ford is going to be like, oh, okay, you can reproduce our Mustang. No
Yeah.
problem.
You can redo our iconic.
Yeah, like the most famous car we've ever made.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. So I don't know how they're going to pull that off. The other thing is the website for this company, it has all of these beautiful pictures of a Mustang, but they all look like Photoshops. Like they all look like fake
Ooh.
pictures to me. And I just don't see that they've actually produced anything. I think the thing that they've produced is a website talking about a car that doesn't exist. That's my opinion. Oh, here's another fun fact. On the website, first of all, it's spelled wrong, but it says supporting aluminum frame. Fun fact, Mustangs don't have frames. It's a unibody car.
Oh.
So that means that one of two things is happening. Either they don't know what they're talking about and they're talking about a frame in a different way than we would normally talk about frames.
Yeah.
Or they are basically putting a Mustang body on a totally custom-made chassis, which was probably necessary if they're doing all-wheel drive and electric motors. But I don't know. It's just weird. Not to mention they have a typo on the website. So if you're out there listening, Aviair Motors, you might want to spell supporting right on your website.
But it's a Russian site translated
It is.
into English?
Yeah, it probably is. And everything's in like kilometers. It's the whole metric system thing where it says like 0 to 100 kilometers an hour instead of 0 to 60, you know, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And like max speed of 250 kilometers an hour. Mm-hmm. So you got to translate it, you know,
Yeah.
that sort of thing.
That's hard. I don't want to do that.
So let's say hypothetically this thing is real and it does actually get produced by somebody. I have to imagine it would be pretty expensive, but it would be pretty cool because it is electric. It is all-wheel drive. It does have 840 horsepower,
Crazy.
according to the website.
Yeah.
And it could be cool if it actually becomes a thing.
Yeah.
One more funny thing about it. You know how Teslas have door handles that like pop out if you get closer to the car? Have you ever seen those?
No, I have not seen those.
Okay, so a Tesla, is totally smooth down the side of the car. The door handles, like, you can't just reach out and touch the door handles.
Yeah.
But if you own the car and you have a little key fob thing in your pocket, you walk up and the door handles pop out automatically.
Wow, weird.
Yeah, super cool, right?
Yeah.
This Mustang, which is, I'm calling it a Mustang, even though it's apparently not a Mustang. It's an R67. Anyways, this Mustang has those same door handles on it.
That's pretty cool.
It's cool, except that the Mustang is shaped like a shoebox, and you're putting these like aerodynamic door handles on it, which is kind of funny. It's like you've picked something that has zero aerodynamics, and now you're making aerodynamic door handles.
Right.
I don't know. It's just funny. So if you're out there looking for an electric car that may or may not exist, the Aviaire, I don't know what it is, R67 may be what you're after.
I'm looking forward to seeing it on many Russian dashcam videos, probably crashing.
One thing that does seem legit on it is the weight of it, because they say that the weight of it is 2180, which I assume is like kilograms, which ends up being like 4,800 pounds or something like that, which is heavy. And a lot of electric cars are heavy, so that sort of makes sense. But yeah, the whole story just seems weird to me.
Speaking of Mustang,
On the Ford topic, there's a recall that just came out.
another one?
Yeah.
I feel like
this
we talk
one-
about a recall every week.
I know. It seems like they just never end. This one is 874,000 pickup trucks.
Whoa.
Yeah, built 2015 to 2019 F-150s, 2017 to 19 F-250 Super Duties, F-350 Super Duties, F-450 Super Duties, and F-550 Super Duties.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I guess the engine block heaters have some sort of cable that is getting corroded and potentially causing fires, which is not great if you have a new truck.
No, it's not great.
I don't live in the coldest of climates, but I think a lot of engine block heaters go in diesel trucks,
Yeah.
which I'd have to imagine that this is probably more of a diesel problem, but I don't know. Who knows? I guess anything with a block heater is potentially having this problem. So if you have a newer Ford truck, you'll probably want to take a look out in your mailbox for a recall notice, because you're probably going to get one. I guess there's 410,000 of these vehicles in the United States and 464,000 in Canada. Ford dealers will inspect and seal the block heater cable or replace it if necessary. And the recall will begin next month, I guess. Something to watch out for.
Our apologies. We don't make the news. We just report it.
That's the truth. All right, last on the list is Amazon is selling motor oil.
What?
That's how I feel, too.
I feel like that was one of the last things that they didn't sell.
I know. It feels weird to me that they're selling oil. Here's the thing about oil, Matt. I have some strong feelings about oil.
Let's chat about oil.
I buy my oil at my local auto parts store.
One quart at a time.
Which is a very small, old-timey auto parts store where I know all the people that work there.
Yep.
They know me. We're all friendly.
Yep.
We're friends on Facebook.
Sure.
And the other good thing is they take the waste oil back when I take it out of my car. I don't know if Amazon is planning on doing this or not, but I know if I was to buy a whole bunch of oil from some other place and bring it into my local auto parts store for them to dispose of,
They're going to be like,
they would be like, Jeremy, we like you, but you can't bring 20 gallons of oil from somebody else because it costs money to dispose of it, and we're not going to do that for you.
Yeah.
That is, I guess, my question for the world out there is what happens to all this waste oil? How do people get rid of this stuff if they're buying it on Amazon?
Yeah.
And secondarily, I like to support my little old-timey auto parts store.
Yeah, exactly.
They're good people. They're in my town.
Yeah.
And I just really like them.
I feel like this could be a hazard, shipping motor oil.
I suppose if it leaks, it definitely could be.
I mean, I get they have to transport it to other places, like in big shipments, like crates and, freight. But, like, I don't know, shipping one box to some... I did the Amazon pantry thing, right?
Oh,
they have all these little sections, right?
I didn't know you did that.
Yeah, I tried it once, right?
Okay.
I'm like, okay, what do I need? I just wanted to try it. Mm-hmm. So I got paper towels, toilet paper, and those little Swiffer pads.
Okay.
Right?
Pretty safe order.
Yeah, decent order.
Yep.
So I get it, and the box is absolutely soaked.
Really?
Right? Yeah.
All the things that absorb water.
Yeah, I open it up, and the Swiffer pads broke open. Right?
Wow.
So I had the paper towels in there and the toilet paper, and they were just destroyed. And I was like, okay, I'll take a loss on this one.
That's pretty funny, though.
Yeah.
You bought all the things to absorb
themselves. It was a good
themselves.
thing that I got the paper towels and the toilet paper with it. But that's what I mean. Like, I got one package, And that's not even like a bad thing. It probably cleaned more stuff, than it did damage.
Right.
But oil, it's a little scary.
I wonder if it ships now I haven't looked into, I really should look into these stories before I actually blare them on the podcast.
But we'll just go for it.
Yeah, I mean, why not just jump in, right? I'd like to know if it ships like ground only, because I could see if it's like a ground only thing versus a shipping on an airplane thing. Because I feel like if you leak oil on an airplane, that becomes like a bad situation.
Yeah.
Where if you leak it in a truck, that's a bad situation too, but not at the same level as an airplane.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think about it? If you're out there and you're an Amazon shopper and you decide to buy some oil from Amazon, what do you think about this? Like, do you have a place to get rid of it? Do you have like a local dump to dump it at? Do they accept it there?
Is it going to inspire people to, oops, it fell into my backyard?
Yeah, I hope that that's not the case.
Exactly.
That definitely scares me. I'm an advocate for the environment, so I would hate to see that happen more. I know, at least in Massachusetts, I'm pretty sure that any place that sells motor oil has to take it back, like the old stuff.
Right.
Or at least that's what somebody told me. So far, I can't find any place that is different than that rule. So I'm wondering if Amazon sells oil to people in Massachusetts, how that works for waste oil. Because obviously you're not going to pay to ship waste oil back to Amazon. There's no way that would make any sense. Unless they have some sort of weird disposal program where there's some dumping station that like is run by Amazon that everybody goes and dumps their oil at. I don't know. I don't know how it could work. I'm excited to find out. Maybe this will be a fun little topic for us to research and figure out how this all works. Like what the actual law is for selling oil in our state. And then if it is something where you have to take back the old oil in order to sell motor oil, how the heck Amazon's doing it?
Yeah. We can figure that out.
Yeah.
We could be like Sherlock Holmes and Watson.
Oh, yeah. Would you be Watson or Sherlock?
No, I want to be Sherlock Holmes.
I wanted to be Watson, so that works good.
Oh, perfect.
Nice.
Now I got to research what they do.
Yeah.
So that we can figure out this whole oil Amazon thing.
Yep. I think the name Watson's cooler than Sherlock. No? Yeah, Sherlock's pretty cool.
It's a Sherlock when you're with me.
Can't believe you just did it again.
I had to. That one was a stretch, but we're getting close to the end of the show.
Yeah.
So.
And speaking of the end of the show, that about wraps up our Engine Noise Podcast Car News and Coffee episode, brought to you by oneauto.com, quality auto parts, and thousands of how-to videos to walk you through your installs.
Engine Noise Podcast drops on the 1st and 15th of every month, so be sure to listen, follow us on the social medias, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and hit us up whenever you want, just to chat. We'll bring you some car news. You bring the coffee.
And this week is Christmas, Matt.
Yeah, it is.
So if you celebrate Christmas, Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
And if you celebrate another holiday, Happy Holiday.
Yeah.
Whatever it may be. Just be happy. 4 days till Christmas.
I'm gonna believe it. I didn't even get my shopping done.
Me neither. I haven't got my parents anything. I gotta figure that out.
Yeah.
You know what they always ask for?
What's that?
A picture of like me and my wife and my kid.
Mm-hmm.
I never do it. I know. I'm such a bad kid.
Gosh.
Yeah, I don't know what to get them. Maybe
an autographed picture of you next to the Engine Noise banner. We'll take it right now.
That's a good idea.
You know how you asked for a picture of the whole family? Well, I just gave you one of just me with my autograph.
I don't think that's really what they're after. Honestly, I think out of the 3 people that they want in the picture, I'm the least favorite. So